So I bought 3 packages of mac and cheese, but they had peppercorn and some spicy pepper flavoring type stuff. 2 packs in it. So you got the cheese pack and 2 other packs. I remember buying them. And I cooked one. And then I don't know if it was when I went to grab some packages from Amazon just a couple hours ago, or if it was some other time. I think that was when it happened, but my pantry's right there. I mean, everyone, I don't know why I'm showing that. Everyone's got a pantry. It's not rocket science. Someone broke in and took my fucking food and swapped it out. And I'm starting to get really goddamn pissed. It had to have been today. I think so. I haven't left the house in quite a few days since I bought food. And so it was today in the afternoon. This is September. This is September. Fucking phone. September 21st. So it had to be today. Somebody came in, swapped out my mac and cheese. I put my peanut butter in my safe because people have come in and taken my peanut butter. I try to go, I'm trying to get ahead because I'm surviving from check to check. And I put a lot of effort into pacing the way I eat my food and stuff so I can survive. And I've had people come in, they've broken, I've made police reports about it. And one of the police officers, he was a smart ass about it. Like, he was using sound effects to be a smart ass about it on his little computer. And so somebody broke in and took my fucking mac and cheese. And so I just, about 2 weeks ago, I went to Lowe's and I bought a lock because, so my apartment management, they said that they need to have a key in case there's a fire emergency, which is bullshit. It's just a cover story to be able to break in. This is something they do here in Utah. It's accuse someone of a mental illness, throw their ass on disability, advertise low-income housing to the motherfuckers, put them in a place like this. And then, so when I was in jail, I just tried to mind my own business and follow the rules and stay out of trouble and request books and stuff. And when they would treat me, they would try to get me to break rules and stuff. They would try to do it. And a few times I almost did it. I almost gave in. Now here, they've actually been creating rules that I have to break. It's stupid. And so I just put a lock on my door. I bought the lock. I put it in. The apartment management, they move people in and out. They swap them out. Some of them are probably friends and family of the company or some shit, or it's community bullshit. It's a fucking community experiment on the people who are accused of mental illness that won't fucking back down. I won't back down. And so I guarantee that within a few days before I went and got the lock, they knew I was going to do it, because so much human behavior is on film that there's practically nothing you can do that's not predictable. So I there's probably somebody on this floor or on the floor above or on the floor below who's a goddamn locksmith. They moved in a locksmith. I had maybe 2 or 3 days of fucking peace, feeling secure in my home. And break-in started happening again. And I noticed it right off the fucking bat. In fact, it was, yeah. So, yeah. Somebody came in and swapped out my fucking food that I bought. And they're going to get away with committing a crime. They're going to get away with, so I've got nothing to hide. I'm on disability. It's severance pay. I didn't get a fucking trial. It's severance pay. That's the way I look at it. And if other people want to get pissed off, you know, I lived with my dad. So my dad, I only saw him every other weekend when I was a kid growing up. Now, for his faults he's a fucking asshole now. He's a fucking prick. And he was in some ways ridiculously dumb and unbearable, married to my mom. And I even have a VHS that my mom gave me. I don't know if it's a fucking camcorder pointed at the ground. And I think they're fucking. And he's fucking her. And he's not even doing it right. But it's just noises and stuff. I don't know what to think of it. There's also a VHS video of my stepdad, but I don't want to get into that. But my dad, he's a good dad. And his next girlfriend, I think he was probably, they were just inexperienced or whatever. My mom and dad. Because my mom and her family, my mom's family drives her fucking nuts. And I can't get my mom to confront them and put them in their place. So I've given up. So I only saw my dad every other weekend growing up. And he put so much effort into trying to have fun and teach me anything he could. Actually, we would mostly play we would play video games. We would go on Utah Lake on a boat, fishing, camping as much as we could. Him and his girlfriend, they broke up and it broke his heart. Life shit. 18, get into a fight with my stepdad. I move in with him, my real dad. I'm living with him for, I don't know, a few months, working my first job. Him and my maternal grandpa, they talk me into going to Job Corps. I go to Job Corps, get out, I lived in and out of my dad's for many years, throughout the majority of my 20s. My high school, they wouldn't let me take driver's ed at 16. I don't know why. They gave me some weird description as to why, and it was some sort of administrative, legislative school issue thing. I don't even remember. I think it was just stupid stuff. It was almost, I don't know. I took driver's ed at 18. I wouldn't have passed without my dad. My dad took the time, borrowed his girlfriend at the time's car, which was an automatic because he had a manual. I drove around, practiced, and passed. My mom and stepdad, they I don't know. I don't want to hate them, but goddamn, they held me back in some ways. Actually, my stepdad, my stepdad was running a company. Well, no, he was the head construction guy for a company when I was economic warfare when I was a freshman. And that's what happens in this fucking state. Bullshit. I'm a freshman in high school. We live at this one house off 21st South in Salt Lake, Sugar House. And for some reason, so my stepdad was working a job. Okay, now I'm catching on to something. So this stuff happens. Nobody will talk to me and try to get to know me. They break into my home. They mess with shit, they damage shit, they break shit, they move shit. And then I get on my phone and I bitch. And then people find out little bits and pieces of my life without being a fucking decent human and walking up and talking to me. They figure out based on what I admit. So I don't want to file a police report because I'm in the midst of a lawsuit with the Salt Lake City Police Department. But I am posting this video just so that I have spoken out my side of the story, that somebody broke in to my home today and took food out of my apartment that was going to taste good. And they're going to get away with the crime. There is a security camera out of that door, pointed down the hallway, and my door's in the frame. And yeah, so I'm not going to talk about my family history. That's not the internet's business. That's not the government's business. It's not the business of anybody who's trying to turn me into something that they think. If I ride bulls again, my politics come with me. You want to fucking kill me? Fucking blow my head off. I'll make you put in the fucking work. You want to fight me? You'll put in the work. But I'm not gonna be gaslit. I'm not gonna be labeled a fucking schizophrenic, and I'm not going to volunteer information about my personal life. I lock my pictures up. I lock up all my shit because I don't want people to find out my business. Okay, fuck California. You know, I remember actually watching a clip. I've seen a bunch of clips on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and you've got these pictures that'll pop up and stuff. So I'm gonna say this for anybody else who might be thinking of going into California, and like, okay, so if you get political or if you do something wrong, you pull a no-no of some kind, and the rest of the whole city figures out who the hell you are, and they want to mess with your ass, and your only option that you can think of is to run away. And California says, hey, come here, we'll make you into a star, we'll turn you into an actor. Or Nashville will say, come here, we'll turn you into a fucking country star. Or anywhere else in this country that runs any sort of a business. Okay, so the point of this rant is, I was going to ride bulls in the PBR. I don't know if I will now. I'm 38. But there is a Walgreens off of 21st South and 9th East. It's been there for probably 30, 40 years. I went there with a camera. It's a camera I've had since I was about 16 or so. And I took pictures here and there up until I was about 21 or 2 or something like that. So it's got pictures that are precious to me. I give them to Walgreens to have them developed. and they get fucking stolen. And then I get pictures that are way messed up and edited. One of them was a picture of a UFO in the back of a house. It was a modified picture. And that's when at first I was like, what the hell is this? Because I got them developed maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So there's about a 15-year gap from when I took the last picture and used all the film to when I got them developed. So I don't even know what the hell's on that camera. It's gonna pop up and fucking, if I go fucking ride bulls again, or if I go become a fucking actor, which I don't want to fucking do, fuck you, suck my dick. The remote chance I make it, those pictures will fucking pop up. It's my fucking business. And that's the way this fucking country runs. Those pictures were stolen from me by the employees at Walgreens. And you know what? I was going to 10th Planet Salt Lake City. I went there and I was learning jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. And one of the fucking guys that worked there, he said something about he was sitting at the wall, cross-legged, head down. He looks up at me and he starts talking like an alien. I think it's some sort of fucking code talk. That, hey, let yourself get treated like shit. Let yourself be oppressed. And we'll turn you into some kind of a star. You know, a rodeo athlete or a actor or a country star. That's the way this country runs. What, you can't just go do it? You got to put in political work? The fuck is that? Why do you have to put in political work? Why do you have to let yourself be oppressed in order to get accepted into a different way of life? What the fuck is that? That's stupid. That's dumb, in my opinion. That's ridiculous. I don't know how long the country's been functioning like this, but I think it's stupid. And those are my pictures. And my dad and me, that's between us. And if you're a person, okay, those people that are paparazzi in California or any other big city that has famous people, there's probably paparazzi in Nashville, Tennessee that mess with those country singers and stuff that kick it over there. Those people are the lowest people I can think of. And the same kind of mentality are the kinds of people that they'll hack you and they'll extract personal information from you based on what I admit right here on this phone, as I was just about to fucking do it. I've probably already admitted too much about my personal life. I probably need to go, I gotta look through, I can't, if I go and delete a bunch of stuff, I'm gonna delete my explanation of the noises inside the ceiling, floor, and walls. And that shit shouldn't be happening in America either, or anywhere else, in my opinion. It shouldn't be happening on Earth. It shouldn't be happening, period. I don't think. But it does. And there's 2 reasons why I got my guns taken from me. Like, they were taken because I committed assault domestic violence. But the reason I committed assault domestic violence was because of the kinds of psychological warfare that was being done to me. And I couldn't handle it. It went on for quite a long time. And there's 2 things. Number 1, I don't blow my own fucking head off. Number 2, people think, so I got a neighbor up here and he sits there and drops things from time to time. And one time I was at the gym and a few days before there was a protest going on, and I walked up to some Black Lives Matter activists by myself because I'm not really scared to approach people. And he dropped his keys, and I nobody will explain any of these things to me. I have to explain it, and then they go, "Oh yeah, that's what we meant," and they won't even. You know what? Some of these neighbors that All right, so um, so oh, and the other thing, I just got journal paper. I bought a journal, I got journal paper, and now people have decided, people who hack my computer and they see what I bought, they decide, oh, okay, let's give him things to write about. Let's make him angry, drive him nuts, and make him write for months and months and years and bitch. Now, I'm using the system. I'm trying my ass off to use the system. I'm going through some issues at the Matheson courthouse, but you shouldn't have to. People, a couple of months ago, I was walking back from the courthouse and I wrote something down, and then people started doing a bunch of street theater to make me mad and to annoy me so that I would write more. And then I just sat there writing, and then people just sit there and kept doing things. And I was writing for about probably 10 minutes. And it's like the more you write, the more people screw with you. And there was a part of me that thought to myself, is this what they do to people who write at all? Or is it specific people they don't want writing? CTE, Ty Pozzobon, kills himself. And then these fucking people in rodeo, they chicken out like little bitches, like chicken shits. And they sit there and they just spread the cover story about how CTE is a brain disease in contact sport athletes and veterans. It's bullshit. He just killed himself. That's all. And his own family? Fuck them. That's bullshit. That they won't. When, what's his name? The football player. I can't remember his name right now. The football player that went and became an Army Ranger, and he got fucking shot, friendly fire. His family, some politicians were standing next to the dad, and his dad was like, get the fuck away from me. Like, they didn't like him at all. His family, they saw through the bullshit. I don't know what to think about Ty Pozzobon's situation. I never met him, but I talked to him on the internet when I lived in Stephenville, and he was my friend. He was friendly to me. He helped me find people to help drill and train with in bull riding. That's my friend. And when he died, that hurt. And where I'm going with this is, boy, I lost track. Mental illness, street theater, I lost where I was. Pat Tillman. That's right. Pat Tillman was in communication with Noam Chomsky. He was going to come back and talk. Oh yeah, this neighbor. So he'll drop his keys or he'll drop shit. And I think there's two purposes to that. One of them is because people think that I'm a hair trigger. And if I have a home and a child living upstairs, I'll shoot him. That's bullshit. There's no evidence of that. It's just like there's this video I saw. It was a guy who, him and his wife were arguing with each other. She's screaming at him, and he loses it and shoves her into the tub, and it cracks her skull, and he goes to prison. And I kind of think that the Mormon church thought that was going to be me. Well, they have no proof of that. And I don't care if they do have evidence of it. I don't think it's right to live having people say, you got to act this way. You got to act that way. I hate the Mormon Church because of what's in my shoulder, which I've already posted a video about. I don't need to explain. Or the chip in my wrist. Those things are against human rights, and veterans should not be getting these things put in them against their will, against their permission. I don't care. And because people lie to me and gaslight me and won't do their job all over the place, police won't investigate break-ins. I've had people, I'm scared to go to a doctor and say, hey, I went to a foot doctor and he didn't do his job because there's an issue with my left foot from a cowboy boot. And so if I go and tell people, so I was talking to my dentist last week, 2 weeks ago, and I mentioned the clamps in my arm, and he's in the church, and he starts talking about conspiracy theories like a punk. And then what he does is, him and this assistant of his, he takes a string and he sits there and he touches my nose and stuff. Now, when people do things to me, they do things when I'm in a very, very calm state. I have to get aggravated in order to put someone in their place. So people get away with doing a lot of shit to me, and then about 5 or 10 minutes later, I get angry about it because I didn't stop it. But they're in my mouth, and they're doing this like bottom left fucking pattern. It's kind of like I don't know if it's civilian related or military industrial complex related, but I don't like it, and I think it should be stopped, and I want to stop it. I want to stop it without going to jail or prison, but I'll figure that out. But yeah, Pat Tillman, he goes and fights a war for Israel, a war for Bush and Cheney. Actually, I might be wrong. I don't know if he was in Iraq or if he was in Afghanistan. I forgot where he was. I think he may have been in Afghanistan. But he gets blown away. Oh yeah, Pozzobon. So I don't know if Pozzobon's family is standing up to the nature of the situation. But I just don't think that rodeo athletes, Muhammad Ali, so Will Smith puts out that concussion movie. I don't want evidence. I want proof that the central nervous system will not regenerate. Because stem cells come from the spinal cord, I think. And I don't know why Bush's administration outlawed it. There's a catch to it. It's kind of like with the guy who ran Venezuela before the current guy was giving economic support to poor people in the South. And that was ruffling the feathers of some people down there. Because there's so much about this country and about the way this world works that's full of fucking control. I'm very much an anarchist, but I think I'm an anarchist that thinks very much outside the box. But I'm way different than Noam Chomsky. I will fist fight and I will shoot a gun. Noam Chomsky, he's a massive pacifist. He's not about firearms and he's not about violence. And it's just so stupid. What's his name? Gandhi. They could have killed Gandhi at any moment. I wasn't alive back then, but I would bet you anything that the people who were oppressing him and his people, they let him do what he did. If they'd have killed him, then all the people that were with him, they probably would have gotten angry and mobbed and fist fought and got firearms and gotten violent. But he did what he did instead. There's always a reaction to stuff. There's either handling things peacefully and handling them violently. And I don't know. Being a big Trekkie, it's a curse. I think that there's different generations of Trekkies. There's the original ones that were all about Shatner and Leonard Nimoy and them. And then there's the next generation ones and the DS9. That mine and my older brother's generation, we're all in our 30s and stuff. And then you've got this new generation. I haven't even watched any of the stuff going on with that. But Star Wars is cool, but I don't even know why I'm going with this, why I'm mentioning this. Here I am bitching some more, and it's the only outlet that I have is to talk into this phone. But 20 years from now, 30 years from now, if psychiatry is still around and it's relevant, I'll be very disappointed in the world. I don't know why they're putting it all on my shoulders to stand up to it and fight it off. And the Mormon Church, the living scriptures that they had back in the 80s and 90s on VHS, one of them, it's got Nephi and he's building his boat to go to the New World and stuff, and I think it's his, it's a kid, it's a teenager, and I forgot whose kid it was, because he didn't have kids at the time, but he's talking about, the kid's talking about fighting, and Nephi's like, oh, fighting's wrong, blah, blah, blah. But then there's the flip side of how people will actually try to get you in a fights for no reason, like at the gym I was just going to. And like, these people are so stupid that that was smart. These people are so stupid, they'll actually sit there and tell me to fight someone at random. It's on fucking film, on the security cameras and stuff. I'm going to talk to the